This is the young Columbus house in Genoa. Well, this is what they say, what they believe, and it's written on that stone up there. But I'm gonna find out if Columbus lived here. Anybody home? Of course, Columbus is not here anymore, if he ever was. Genoa has been a Mediterranean port for at least 2,000 years, and for centuries a main port. Between mountains and sea, it has an endless international history, but it's better known for the birthplace of Columbus, Cristoforo Colombo, and that has been used for commercial and status purposes. I always thought one curious thing that is the following. You can see actually the celebrated Columbus house, of course from 15th century. And as you can see, next to the towers of the old door, towers from 12th century, and right here a cloister from a convent from the 12th century also. And I always thought, what a strange, lucky combination. You have Columbus house, medieval, beautiful cloister, and these beautiful towers that are in the walls, in the old 12th century walls of the old town. Is it a lucky combination? The first thing that I know is that all this area in 17th century suffered bombing from the sea, from the French ships, because the Republic of Genoa was in war with France. And we know that all the houses, all the popular houses that were outside these 12th century walls were destroyed. So, first thing, if we know, if it's certain that this is the Columbus house, the original Columbus house was destroyed on that bombing, so it can be. So, this is not the original house. First thing, the original houses in this area, medieval area, were destroyed during the 17th century French bombing. And so we know that they used rocks and stones and pieces of buildings destroyed on this area to rebuild a similar house. These days we could say a fake house, reproduction house, with stones, bricks, and pieces of walls of destroyed house that we don't know if they were the stones from the original Columbus house. So we have point one. But the thing that I always thought, as I said before, it's so strange that you have three monuments, historical monuments, in the same, I don't mean area, in few meters. Columbus House, this religious monument, Towers monument, because we discovered that this cloister wasn't here. This cloister belongs to the Sant'Andrea's convent. That wasn't here. That was in that direction. And works in the city during the end of the 19th century, the beginning of the 20th century, destroyed a lot of old buildings. They preserved only these stones in pieces. They dismantled and rebuilt here, next to what they thought was the Columbus House, and next to the beautiful towers. Well, they destroyed the old walls to build a modern city. In that times, late 19th century, first 20th century, and the Sant'Andrea's convent was inside the ancient walls, was around here. But as you can see, they built modern buildings, modern for the times that we are talking about. There you can see the back of the towers that form the door of these long, tall, strong walls. So what I'm trying to say is that all this area that tourists visit and find it so beautiful and enchanting, with three monuments, was created. Created with the purpose to show ancient buildings and ancient monuments, but the cloister wasn't here. And this is not the Columbus House. These are rocks, bricks and stones taken from buildings from this area, buildings that were destroyed during the 17th century bombing from the French naval forces. They all believe this is the Columbus House, of course. This house is in Vico Dritto di Ponticello, literally straight alley by the little bridge, how it was originally 600 years ago. Domenico Columbus' father took house here in 1455. We know it because the contract is in the Vatican archive, for it was a clerical property. Furthermore, in the National Archive of Genoa, documents tell us that Columbus was still working with his father as merchant in his 20s. They report that they moved to that house when Columbus was 4 and that he was born in 1451. At the age of 22, he wasn't yet a mariner. Very strange for a time when you go at sea very young, especially to become a great captain. But a letter from Columbus written in 1501 to the Catholic kings of Spain says, "Great kings, from very young age I entered the sea sailing, and have been doing that art and knowing the secrets of the world till these days. It's more than 40 years now that I'm in this." This can't be the Columbus, son of merchant, of that destroyed house. We have more. Columbus, the one who went to America, died in Spain in 1506. Priest Father Bernaldez, who was with him, wrote, "He went away at the good old age of 70 more or less." This can't be the Columbus from that house, born in 1451. So what's going on? Why nothing matches and everything is so strange? To solve these problems, we have to go to a place where all the mystery will be revealed. Cogoleto is a little town by the sea, 30 kilometers from Genoa. Here was born a Christopher Columbus in 1436, same name as the Christopher Columbus from 1451 in Genoa. But different families and background. Colombo is a family name very common in these lands, and by the times Christopher was a common name. It's not strange that you have more than one person with the same name. In a Spanish letter, Columbus wrote, "I'm from a village called Cogoreto, near Genova, and I'm Genoese." In that times, to be from Genoa, it wasn't exact to be from the city of Genoa, because Genoa was a state, the Republic of Genoa, and its borders went from the actual Tuscany shores to Monte Carlo and more. So Columbus was from Genoa because he was from the state of Genoa, and he was born in the little village of Cogoreto from a family that was at sea for generations. This is what is today the real Columbus house, from the real Columbus, not the one from Genoa.